welcome back to my channel. So in today's, what am I doing in today's video?
I haven't got a clue, Kerry.
What am I doing in today's video? Oh, I know. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you 5 different recipe ideas where I am just using store cupboard ingredients. So when I say my store cupboard, I mean what I usually have in my cupboards, my dry ingredients. I will use a couple of bits from my freezer and then obviously a couple of bits from my fridge as well. But mainly everything I'm using in these recipes are just from my cupboards. In some meals I am using meat and in some meals I'm also not using meat, but these meals are really, really versatile. So if you want to use meat in some and if you want to take it out in others, then you can do. Just substitute it with whatever else that you fancy instead. And it's just really, really simple to change things about. If you're watching this video and you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. I post loads of foodie videos just like this. So if you like this kind of thing, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button down below. So I'm going to start this video off with tonight's meal, and I am making a chickpea curry tonight. I'm going to be using up lots of different veggies that need to be used up or they're going to go off. But like I said, you can add some chicken in here, you can add some other vegetables in here, whatever you've got lying around that needs to be used up. This meal is delicious with so many different things. Right, so here are the ingredients that I have got for tonight's dinner. So I'm going to obviously be making some rice, and then I'm basically just using everything that needs to be used as it's going like a little bit soft, or this is my random one sweet potato I had. So I'm going to be doing a chickpea curry obviously, but I'm going to be adding my veggies in as well. I just add these in at the very end so they kind of have a little bit of a crunch to them when I serve up. Nothing worse than like having really soggy vegetables in a curry, I think. So what I'm going to start off by doing is frying off 1 onion, 3 cloves of garlic and a nub of ginger. I'll fry those off for a little bit to saute them, and then I'll add in these 4 chopped up tomatoes, and I'll also cube up this sweet potato as well and add that in. Just fry them off for a little bit. Once those have sauteed off a little bit, I'll then add in half this jar of this korma paste, leaving the other half in the fridge ready for another meal this week. I will then also add in this whole tin of chickpeas. Along with that, I will also add in 200 ml of vegetable stock and my coconut milk too. So I'll just actually let that cook away for quite a long time. This is a meal you can also do in the slow cooker if you want to, but the longer I find that you cook everything together, the better it tastes. And then like I said, at the very end, about 2 or 3 minutes before I'm going to serve, I will throw in all of my veggies. I'll cut them up into pieces and I'll add them in, and I will just cook them for a couple of minutes just to make them a little bit soft, but like I said, still with the crunch. While obviously all of this is cooking, I will also cook up 2 cups of my rice as well to serve it with, and that's literally it. If you want to, you can add some coriander on top. You can have this with some chutney as well. I think curries can't really not have chutney because it just makes them, but whatever way you like it, it's going to taste delicious anyway. Right, so for dinner tonight, I am going to be making toad in the hole with some peas. So usually with toad in the hole, I would also make some mashed potato with it, but I feel like it's always too much. I make it and we are all so stuffed by the end of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not going to make the potatoes because I feel like it's just us being greedy. We don't need to have potatoes with this meal. So I'm going to make my own whole bit. So what you want to do to make this batter is use 4 eggs, which I've cracked in there already, and then I have got this 250 ml cup, and I just fill it to the top with milk, and then I fill it to the top again with flour. So I use self-raising flour for this, but you can use either flour, to be honest with you. And then I just mix them all together and whisk it all together so there's no lumps in there. If you do these measurements for your batter, it'll turn out so well every single time. Just as a little side note, if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I am just cooking 4 in here, which I'm going to pour the batter into because I want as much batter to go in as possible. So I've got 1 sausage each for us here that I'll like portion up with the batter bit. But then over here I'm also cooking another 6 sausages because this came in a pack of 10, which I will also just dish out between us. So we'll each have 2 sausages tonight, but then I'll just save 2 for like tomorrow lunches or something like that as well. So I will just put those into the oven first on 180. I'll cook them for probably about 25 minutes by themselves first of all, and after 25 minutes I then pour in my batter and I cook it for a further 25 minutes. When my toad in the hole has got about 5 minutes left to go in the oven, I then start just steaming through my peas, and I also am going to make myself a gravy today. So I'm going to make an onion gravy. I'm going to use half an onion and slice it up quite thinly and just fry the onion off. It makes a really, really yummy gravy that goes on top all of this meal. Right, for dinner tonight we are having a lentil shepherd's or cottage pie. So the only thing we need to change really is substitute the meat for some red lentils. This is great for store cupboard recipes because sometimes you just don't have meat in your freezer, and if you're like me, I've always got a massive thing of lentils in my cupboard. So the first thing I'm going to start off by doing is chopping up my potatoes and boiling them. I always keep my skins on. You guys know that because I'm A, lazy, and B, it's just nice to have a little bit of extra texture in your mash as well. So while those are boiling, I will dice up my onion. I've got 3 cloves of garlic and a red pepper. I'll dice them up quite small in my little electric blitzer, and then I'll just fry those off in the frying pan for a few minutes. After a couple of minutes, I'll add in my lentils. I've got 2 cups of lentils here and they have been soaking for about half an hour. The reason I soak my lentils is for 2 reasons. One is to kind of like, I rinse them twice first just to get rid of some excess starch, and then I soak them for about half an hour before cooking with them so that the lentils absorb some of that water and don't absorb all of your liquid that you will be having in your dish. So once they've been soaking for about half an hour, then add them into my little onion and pepper mix, and I just fry those off for a couple of minutes too. I then go in and add in 1 tin of chopped tomatoes, some perrins, soy sauce, and some marmite. Marmite is a key ingredient here because it just adds so much flavour in there. Even if you hate it, add it because I promise you, you will love it in here. Then I also add in 200 ml of vegetable stock and then some salt and pepper to taste as well. If at any point you feel like you need to add more water as well, then definitely do that because lentils really do soak up so much of the liquid that you have in your sauce. So definitely add some more if you feel like it needs it. Just make sure you cook your lentils long enough for them to be quite soft before you put them in the oven. So just give them a try before you put them in your baking dish. Once I've mixed everything together and combined all the flavours together, I'll then pop that mixture into an oven-proof dish, and then I will mash my potatoes and add that on top along with some grated cheese as well. I pop it into the oven for about half an hour on 190 just so the cheese gets really nice and melted and browns off, and then I serve it with some peas. It's a really, really simple recipe. It's a great one to kind of like bulk make, and then you can make 2 up and freeze 1 as well. So yeah, I guess if you're making it, you may as well make double so that you can not have to think about a meal later on in the week. So for dinner tonight, we are having like a lemony, dilly, asparagus, orzo pasta. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll know how much I love my one-pot pastas, and this is no exception because it's just really easy, really versatile, and it takes 10 minutes to make. Orzo is pasta, but it's like shaped like rice, so it looks a little bit like that. It's a really versatile pasta. You can use it in salads or as just a pasta by itself. This dish you can make with any type of pasta you like, but because I have got some orzo, I'm just going to use the rest of this up. With this meal as well, you can also make this with any vegetable. We are using asparagus today because that's what I've got in my fridge, but if you want to, you can put broccoli in here, you can put peppers in here. It's completely up to you. It's really, really versatile, and like I said, it's just a 10-minute meal. What I'm going to start off by doing is dicing up an onion quite finely and frying that off along with 3 cloves of garlic. Then I'm going to add in about 400 grams of orzo, so about 100 grams per person, and then I'm also going to add in about 1000 ml of vegetable stock. I'm just going to let my orzo cook really slowly on the hob with that, and I'm also going to add in some dill to that and some lemon juice, the juice of 1 lemon. When there's about 2 minutes left to go, I'll also add in my little bits of asparagus and just cook those through and then serve it up. It's a really easy meal and it's really delicious too. Like I said, it's a really fresh meal as well, like it tastes really fresh. We like to serve it with some rocket on top as well and a little bit more olive oil drizzled on top, and honestly it's just so nice. You can also put some parmesan on top of this. You can also use loads of other veggies if you prefer not using asparagus. It's totally up to you, but like I said, delicious any way you have it. Right, so tonight, because my shepherd's pie mixture went down such a treat the other day, the lentil shepherd's pie was delicious. So what I've decided to do, because I've got so many lentils and I'd rather use those up than use the meat up in my freezer, I am going to be making a lasagna tonight, but making the meat out of the lentils. I'm going to do the meat exactly the same way that I did my shepherd's pie lentil mixture, and then I'm going to make up a white sauce, but my white sauce is going to include some spinach as well, so it's going to be a little bit different. So these are the ingredients that I'm using for this lasagna today. So I'm basically doing exactly the same thing with my lentils as I did the other day. So I'm basically just going to blitz up my onion, garlic and my pepper really finely in that machine. I'm just going to fry those off for a little bit, and then I'm going to add in 1 cup of washed out lentils that have been soaked for half an hour. I'll then go ahead and add in my tin of chopped tomatoes. I'll add in some soy sauce, Lea & Perrins, Marmite, and also about 400 mils of vegetable stock as well. Then over here I'll be making my white sauce with spinach in it. So this spinach is frozen spinach. I've just got it out for it to defrost. Basically, to make my white sauce with this, you make it exactly the same way. So I just melt down some butter, add in some flour, and then I kind of mix it together so that all the butter has been absorbed by the flour. I then add in some milk very slowly and just keep on whisking to make sure you're getting all those lumps out of your sauce. As your sauce thickens up, you add a bit more milk, then let it thicken up again, add a bit more milk until you get like quite a large amount, I would say, of white sauce, because I just think that really does make a lasagna. At the very end, you then want to add in your spinach. It's best if it has fully defrosted and you squeeze out any of the excess water, or if you want to add in some fresh spinach, that works just as well. So you just stir your spinach into your white sauce, and then you can start layering up all your lasagna layers. So I always start off with a layer of white sauce, then I put in my lentil mix, then I go in with some pasta, and then I just keep on repeating the process until I've used up all my ingredients. Obviously at the end I will obviously be putting some cheese on top, because we all love cheese in this house. So I'll just grate some cheese, sprinkle that over the top, and then cook this in the oven for about 45 minutes on 180. And tonight I'm going to be serving this with some garlic bread for the boys, but I'm going to be healthy and have mine with a little salad. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and comment down below so I know, so I can make more videos just like this. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.